without a loading screen. Trying to secure the empire, destroying the insurgents, trying to threaten Karl Franz legacy. And we will make quick work of these mongrels. We still have not heard from the Norsegun armies approaching from the north, so Altdorf might fall. It is of no importance to us. Our duty to the realm of man is now to destroy the enemies of the empire. And Hellborg. Oh boy, we have no money whatsoever. So we can stay. Yes.
By Sigmar's right.
This is problematic.
911, what's your emergency, please?
We lack Moneten, or as they say in the Empire, valuable treasury. But make no mistake,
at your service.
we will survive this onslaught. Even though I do not understand where my imperial authority went. We had 3, and now we had 1 and 0. Yes. There are forces that work here trying to sabotage all our actions. But we will not falter. We will stay on our course to create a glorious and mighty empire.
Welcome, oldest friends of the Empire.
Our Dwarvi... I knew it. The Wood Elves. Again, no. Honorable Dwarvi ancestor. I received your call for aid, and even though I am most willing to help you in a time of dire need, we are so sorry, but we have an open warfare against our own empire servants. There are Bretonnian forces amassing in front of Helmgard. There is even a Norscan army, which I do not even know yet as an emperor that it is approaching, but there are so many threats looming. The empire at this particular moment cannot help you, but we of course will consider this the next moment it becomes available thought. We apologize, Brock Ironpick, and we will help Clan Grintatskas next time. Which maybe means no time at all, but he doesn't know, man. Oh boy. Altdorf is besieged. They have breached the outer walls and made...
Will you shut up?
Aldeband Ludendorff sends you an invitation to his personal... Yes, okay. In which citizens all across the empire feast and toast the gods, their land, the empire, and their ancestors. It is a grand gesture for a head of state to extend such an invite to another, so naturally you accept it. We are in open war, and we are mustering around Nuln on the day of the Wurstfest. You are called away to lead an army. Wurst is sausage, fest is feast, so it's sausage feast. Against a minor uprising. The scuffle did not ultimately need your personal attention. Well, she's a dragon lady, give her a little bit credit. But insurrection is exactly the type of situation you are compelled to deal with in person. That is absolutely correct. Due to this, you do not take your place at Aldeband Ludendorff's table. Aldeband Ludenhof is greatly insulted by this. Appeasing him may take more than a mere fruit hamper. Oh. The Empire is in grave peril. We can not do anything.
Resistance is futile.
Oh boy, he's taking away all money. This is problematic.
You are overruled.
So the Norscan forces have breached our gates and are now on the northern part of the Altdorf Archer territory, raiding, pillaging, abducting and killing traders, taking our money, which is problematic.
Attack!
Ooh. So we have to make a decision.
What's going on?
In times of dire need, you sometimes... Oh boy, what? Replenishing hit points? No, she's a vampire lady, she's not going on a horse. She needs to be a little bit more passionate. We need her to regenerate herself, so she can eat more people.
Men, we must attack. No peace, just war.
We have no money.
Men, war calls.
We could take Dotternbach, which is probably the best thing.
What
What?
does the Emperor bid?
Okay,
Yes,
this
a sound plan.
is enough.
Raise your weapons.
Yes, we have to make a strategic move, and we can't reach Dotternbach.
Now,
Yes. Well,
who calls?
Now, Ulrich's will.
What do you
please defeat the insurgents with an assault unit. She failed.
I command here.
By the
Of
comet.
course she did. Well,
Bring
we
me to my men.
have reached
Arms.
the information that
Onwards.
a titanic army of Norscan dogs is approaching our borders. And even though with great reluctance, we have to immediately break off the attack.
Send Schwarzhelm in my stead.
Because we need money, and they are taking all the money with their raiding.
Ready.
God damn it. So, our treasury
I will marshal the men.
is already running low, so we have to say goodbye to a few Empire archers. But, of course, these Wisslands, they will fear their Emperor's wrath. But because the capital of the Empire is in dire need, the Emperor decided to withdraw his forces, break off the siege at Nuln, to protect the capital, to protect millions of innocents. It was the only viable choice of action.
Friends of the Empire, come.
Yes. Bretonian people cannot be trusted. Why have I made a treaty? Yes.
my
Oh boy. With Ostland defeated, Valdemar von Rauch has joined our forces. He is the Grand Prince of Ostland, Margrave of the Northern March, and the Hammer of the East.
Your imperial authority has lessened, my lord.
We have problems.
Ready. What does the Emperor bid?
This is not good.
This will bolster the nation.
Okay, so he is successful, and he needs to improve his assaulting units.
Can I offer assistance?
Now, 61% isn't nice, but
Proud daughter.
83% is awesome. Yes. So, our elvish lady is also a silent stalker. Can you not see this is the path? We are not yet on the path of origin. We are not Daniel Jackson, but we'll make do with the time that we have
Summon the
and the
Elector Counts.
resources. Okay. So a northern threat appeared. So Sigmar's holy justice needs to be perfected. And we need someone to break walls. Yes, please. So
Praise
it's
Sigmar.
now a difficult decision. 96%. Oh, yes, please.
Cleanse the empire.
Yes, very well.
What?
Okay. The Northern invaders, when they looked upon the Emperor, decided to flee the field of battle.
Men,
So Franz is now able
fight for our nation. What do you
to attack
require?
Nuln again,
What does the emperor bid?
whilst Zintler has received a Reichsguard warhorse. It is often bandied about in the Altdorf stables that each member of the Reichsguard can hit a playing card's ace at full gallop, though their sullen rivals master that this is impressive reputation, as much bought with imperial gold, as it is earned on the field of battle. These naysayers, don't listen to them. He is wielding Silversword, heirloom of the Zintler family. This fine blade is perfect to cut tentacles. Sundering attacks, oh boy. So he destroyed the armor of his opponents, which is, oh boy, we
Yes,
have
son
no
of
money
Sigmar.
again.
The nation calls.
No peace, just war.
The
This is
empire.
not working very well.
To
What
the
happens if we,
provinces.
oh boy.
Let us move.
I am afraid that the mighty Helborg has to say goodbye to a
What?
part of his Grand
marshal the
Crusader
men.
army, because we, it seems, do not have the money to
Attack!
sustain such an army, and our trade partners are dwindling because they get eradicated by the forces of darkness, so we will eventually have to retake all these cities and give them back.
Men,
Yes, we
I
have to.
will fight with
Oh
you.
boy. Okay,
Men, we must attack.
we are lacking one powerful soldier.
By the
oh boy.
comet.
The good thing is, they will now, of course, attack us. This is, it's not an end, it's not a cheesy tactic. We will be overrun. So I'm explaining the tactic. You attack a city of the AI, and it will attack you. Okay. And then you, of course, will withdraw, because you cannot defeat the garrison like this. Okay. So this, no. We will withdraw now. The good thing is that because we attacked their castle until this particular moment, their forces, their garrison, oh, there are they, did not regenerate.
A
So-
labyrinth of tunnels and warrens has been discovered beneath our settlement, crawling with vermin as skaven. This infestation must be dealt with swiftly before they cause us any trouble.
We have no money. Okay. Back to the tactic. And now their garrison has not improved in any way. So we can attack them with our agents again. And then we are going to siege them again until the garrison is almost destroyed. The Herrimaults. Oh, the Norscan invaders have returned. And obviously Avaland and Midland are just watching, because why not? Goodness gracious. Herrimaults. Many peasants have returned home to Britannia from the recent errant wars in Araby, disgusted by the hypocritical chivalry of their betters. Thousands who have seen the outside world for the first time now have context to criticize their lords, who they witnessed plunder and betray just as often as protect and serve. As unrest grows, so too does the usual arbitrary suppression handed out by noble and knight. Soon every corner of the wood and dale in Britannia is home to a Herrimault band, and they are quickly coalescing into a serious regional threat. Here's another city, I know that, yes. Oh, raiding again. God damn it. Yes. So it is with relative
now I am
reluctance.
Prince and Emperor.
Orders.
Never. Go away.
We
The
can't
Empire.
really ignore them.
I will marshal the band.
50% is bad.
Yes.
72 is
Sound
of
plan.
course he failed. He's a chosen of. Oh. One such wizard was Luther Huss, prophet of Sigmar, who took Vaulten to see the Emperor. Oh boy, we are. Karl Franz faced a mighty dilemma. It was likely that the people who would want Vaulten to run the Empire would emerge, but this was not the time for political change as Archon was advancing on the Empire. Luther pleaded that Emperor Karl Franz step aside to allow Sigmar's chosen to take his rightful place on the throne. After long consideration, the Emperor refused to step down, but instead gifted Vaulten with Sigmar's hammer Galmaras. He proclaimed Vaulten as the spiritual leader of the Empire and vowed to lead the Imperial armies by his side. So, he is a nation's hope, I guess. Because Vaulten focuses all the hopes of the human nations, Karl Franz, the Emperor proclaimed him as a spiritual leader of the Empire and vowed to lead the Imperial armies by his side. Oh yes, we know this. Okay. So you will attack the garrison and you will fail as well.
Is it time?
And you have no money to do anything, so you will train Franz.
Sigmar heals us. So,
Okay, so this is getting problematic.
stick to it.
By the comet.
As it seems, we do not have the resources,
Now?
ergo the money, to sustain our military actions. So we have to tactically retreat and crush the insurgents. There is no other way. There is no other way. Whilst the chosen, the rebirth of Sigmar has been noted by the Emperor, a huge army of Norskens marched on Altdorf, and Kurt Hellborg, the second in command, rode out to fight these foul beasts. And in an epic battle that was quickly auto-saved, so we could save it if we lose, these victoriously possible people had to fight a battle manually to see if Sigmar's will could come at last. Okay, so our mighty forces have to advance on either all of those units are endgame and overpowered, or the auto battle is again just ridiculous. Okay.
Ready for war!
Well,
On my command!
I'm not complaining. This could work to our advantage. So, we have a relatively small force. This is just a small of Kurt Hellborg's standing army. Some mighty archers. And a lot of Reikland knights. They are the best of the Empire. I really love this detail. Of course, the officer will have golden shoulder plates and a cloak. This is what I really, really like about this game. Well, about modifications. Here is the other one. Yes. Looking very dashing. Accompanied by a mighty warrior priest, by a mighty mercenary, and by the mighty court Hellborg, and his second in command. Together, doesn't he have a shield? Okay, he doesn't need a shield, okay. Together, they will destroy all Northern dogs. And are they moving? Is the AI actually working? Please move. Ah, yes, okay. So we are going to take the perspective of mighty court Hellborg to see
Wise counsel!
how fast we can destroy these dogs, these beasts, crawled out from the northern sea, born in icy where they have trolls. We're going to die.
Wise counsel!
How many trolls do they have? What the? Court Hellborg analyzed the battle scene and quickly went to charge. Is this a wise choice, my lord? Bye-bye. Oh. A mighty... Oh, we have a dragon. I apologize. The perspective that we need to take is, of course, mighty Imperial Dragon. Altdorf city guards units are destroying them. A dragon so ferocious he almost killed his own hippogriff knight friend.
Sigmar, preserve us!
Altdorf's musketeers destroying all animals. There is oh my god, so many objects. Oh boy. As it seems, Court Hellborg is in grave danger. The troll... Oh boy, that's... As you can see, the second in command of the Empire is always an extremely tactitious warrior. Whilst he is mustering a portion of his forces to make the trolls flee. Are they already fleeing? Did we win this battle? I mean, this is absolutely brilliant. There is a troll force, and there you have pikemen protecting your archers. The AI isn't that stupid. Oh boy, they're coming back. Zintler, mighty second in command of the Empire. After he made a tactical retreat, he is now approaching the troll forces once again to claim victory. Yes, very nice. Well, we had a dragon. I mean, what did you expect? This couldn't have worked. Awful. An Imperial dragon broke out from the zoo to help the Empire destroy the enemies. For this particular dragon was only chained for visitors, relations. In truth, he has always been a friend of the Empire, willingly serving the good of the many. Yes, we won. And as far as I realize, we have only lost about 500 troops, which is bloody awesome. I'm very surprised, positively. Of course, the trolls are all alive and well, which is a little bit ridiculous, but trolls are trolls. I have no idea. Warhammer 3 will probably give us troll nations, and as you've just seen, they have so much regeneration, it's almost impossible to kill them, except that, you need a lot of halberdiers, pikemen, and a lot of cannons and musketeers to shoot them down. Of course, we just had 2 archery units and some imperial armed, forces. We do need the money, so we are going to pardon them. And the second Northern army approaches. And we will arrange a grand tour to gain imperial authority.
What does the Emperor bid?
Helborg has one of 12 magical swords belonging to the Empire's Elector Counts. Klingerach, also called Grudge settler, or stolen or gifted by the Dwarfi, has been entrusted to the Reichsmarshal to wield on the Emperor's behalf. Soul and Runefang against greenskins. Okay. So we can now make an experiment. Okay. So Imperial Foot, Emperor Finest. It's melee defense. So this unit should have 59 defense after we upgrade Emperor's Finest, and it did work. No, it didn't. Eh? What? Okay. Oh, it did. Okay. Okay. So obviously, Emperor's Finest is also affecting Imperial Foot units, so this is very well. Okay. Markus Kruber. After many years of being a mercenary, he stumbled upon Markus Wolfhard and walking the paths of the Huntsman. Kruber returns to his roots and finally finds solace in the worship of Tal and Raya, the gods of nature. The Huntsman excels in ranged combat, delivering death from afar with bullets and arrows. Moving as one with the land, the Huntsman dons light armor, favoring speed and agility instead of heavy plate. Yes. And with incredible precision right between the eyes, he proved his steady aim. After the successful defense of Altdorf, Zintler finally managed to train his soldiers and become a blade master. And the warrior priest, impassionate, no, he stimulated growth. Because all listen, for the news will either be dire or wonderful. And so impassionate he was that his melee defense rose up very high.
My men to the provinces.
The chosen of Sigmar,
Proud
still
daughter of
bothering
Athelrold.
Elspeth.
These
It
are
isn't that
dark
bad,
times.
they need to level up both of
Lady
them.
of the Globe,
Okay,
at your service.
very well. So she still needs to up her game. In the wake of Ubersreich, slaughterous scale she'd never before witnessed, Carillion felt a hidden pang of responsibility. She sought guidance of a hailer power. Guided by a new voice, she came upon a long-abandoned shrine of Isha, founded in the days before the elves became divided, and gave herself over to the ways of a handmaiden. As a handmaiden, she immediately took it upon herself to improve her own survivability. The enemy's fear, their blood spilled in the mud. These are the things that sustain me. No, but okay.
What
And
does the
Vaulten
Emperor bid?
took it upon herself to assault the garrison at
This will
Nuln
bolster
once
the nation.
again. Not leveling up. That's useless.
I am Prince and Emperor. My orders are
The
to move.
Emperor returned to Altdorf, because the news of an even greater Skellig army
My Sigmar's right.
bothered him so much
By the comet.
Go away!
that he immediately
It is for the best.
sent out Hellborg to protect Grunborg
Sigmar compels
before
us.
Elspeth could take it
I
in
will
a
marshal the men.
radical strike. The Empire. Oh, goodness gracious. Great. The Empire. In a dark and quiet night, heard a whisper. Out. 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 And because one citizen, one brave citizen, went after the whisper, was later found dead, the Empire discovered Skavenish devilry below Uberstrike, and they immediately filled the cavern with molten lava and they just killed them all. And
The threat of the Skaven has been dealt with for now. If you construct buildings that increase our ability to detect the rat men's presence below, it will be more difficult for them to attempt their underhanded occupation tactics again.
no,
I command here.
no.
It is time.
Yes.
Valiant lord.
Even though the Bretonnian friendship stands on a dire tip of the knife, we cannot assume that those errantry knights that have stumbled across beyond the pirate coast and Bay of Corsairs were ventured to Arabia, to the unknown. That they are part of the
Bow before
absolute
the rightful lords. I suppose so.
Rid-
It is done.
ridiculous conspiracies.
Yes.
So we're going to take everything they have because we need the money extremely dire. Yes, please give me money. Yes, thank you. We are still. Oh, Helmgard's improvements have been finished. We now have Reichsguard and Imperial Foot protecting the fort. So these petty Paravon forces. Oh, they got Kinder. And Karl Franz
Summon
is
the Elector
now
Counts.
ready to destroy these Norse dogs
Go if you are.
on his own because he is Karl Franz.
Welcome, oldest friends of the Empire.
Oh, please. Oh, yes, yes. My dear dwarven friends. I hope you understand that the request of your kin, Ironpick, was only denied because we were in the most of grave needs. As you might have heard, dear Rorik Grinnet Hand, there was a mighty force approaching Altdorf, and we almost lost our capital. So we are honored so much by your request for military alliance. Yes, we will, of course, accept your request. Thank you very much. List of our allies. What the... Luther Huss. Determined to stem the tide of chaos. He ensures that this army specializes in slaughtering abominations. Yes, please, against warrior. Yes, on Oscar. Yes, yes, yes. Oh god, upkeep 10 per what? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yes.
I will marshal the
Okay.
men. Praise Sigmar.
We
Can I offer assistance?
have a problem. Rest assured, we will quickly save.
Now,
Now.
fight for our nation.
And fight a mighty battle. The whole force of the Norskins' armies have approached Altdorf. Trolls, giants, mammoth, war and feral of a kind, female warriors, creatures, demons, monsters. Oh, this is brilliant. That came out of a nightmare. Is this clever? 14-1 Titanic. Epic battle to protect mankind. Even though the odds are not in our heroes' favor, they still marched against the forces of darkness with light and courage in their hearts. Oh boy. Okay, this is not working very well. So, maybe this isn't a good idea. The problem is, I know the AI. She will retreat, and yes, the cleverest thing would be to just crush them now, but the AI won't do that. So we're not cheating. We're not anticipating the AI moves. We're simply letting them muster the forces and to create a huge army. The weather already approaching thunderstormic level. And of course we will again take the perspective of the Reichsguard Knight. No way.
Captain of the Empire! The Empire endures!
Ludwig Schwarzhelm carrying the banner of Karl Franz. He will guide us through this dark battle, so that the enemies of the Empire, Gandalf, on a horse. This is obviously Shadowfax in disguise. It's okay. He dyed his hair. I'm not complaining. Lord Hellborg, welcoming and reassuring the forces that joined
Agreed!
the Emperor's will. What is this, Gandalf?
On my command!
This
That's an order!
sound disturbs me. Lord Hellborg approached the battlefield. A hill stood in his vision, and he could not yet see the clash of titanic armies. But on the horizon, he saw the Norscan forces approach, trolls coming over the hills, their monstrous, grotesque heads looking very grotesque. And Court Hellborg charged in to destroy them all. And he stood before a troll though. He did not know what to do, so he did nothing. Striving the battlefield, we saw good men die. Good men fought for the freedom of their world. And archers that went into melee combat because. Zintler, now ready to fight for the Empire once again, joined Karl Franz's forces, and together they rode to fight them. The trolls, still unwilling to die, did not tactically retreat. Through diversion plan of Gandalf, the genius mind, the Norscan magics entered into the ground without damage. The mighty Empire host marched forth from the hill after successfully killing all the troll forces, now ready to destroy the rest of the Norscan armies. The mighty battle commenced, with titanic mammoth on the horizon, waiting to slaughter the innocent. Oh boy. Oh boy. The beast, so old and powerful, few could ever know his age. Thousands of Northern dogs marched against the forces of the Empire. But until up to this point, Altdorf's defenses stood strong. Arrows flaming and filling the sky with a thunder of death. Musketeers, so many in number you could not even count, fired upon the monsters, and a new troll host appeared from the western front, trying to flank the Empire's forces and destroy the heroes. And one man broke the battle line to kill him, led a mighty hero of the Norscan armies, who went out for the blood of the innocent. The Empire assembled hundreds of archers, shooting down this vile beast to kill it. Shooting down the mighty beast to kill it. Shooting down the mighty beast to kill it. Shooting down the mighty beast to kill it. And they shot at the mighty beast. On the eastern front, another giant mammoth, killed without number. Court Hellborg, alone in the dark, fought a final brave battle when he was approached by the mammoth. It came thundering upon him, yet he stood and held his ground. Gandalf's magic fill the sky with thunder. And whilst the battle outcome is still unclear, the forces of men prevail. The Emperor vanished. His location, his well-being unknown amidst the battle. Nobody saw. The Emperor. But one came. No, he's not Gandalf. There he was, the evil sorcerer. Not Coronia, a Norscan invader, dealing in dark magic. A female warrior, so terrible in sight, even the most courageous of heroes would run away, was shot down with the mighty Emperor's army. And there he was again, in all the darkness, in the grand dark of night, the Emperor. And in a mere blink of seconds, a mighty host of Reiksguard knights, the personal bodyguard of the Emperor, charged to aid Kaufmanns. So, the battle was won. The Emperor was safe. He was alive. And the Reiksguard knights fought with double their courage, with double their strength, for their Emperor. Still around. The mammoth, still wandering through the battlefield, got crashed in his axe. Still hundreds of arrows fell. This vile beast now. Musketeers rose to fight this beast in close combat to ensure the death of such a mighty monster. His young brethren fought bravely against the Reiksguard forces, yet those brave heroes, glorious knights of the Empire, were about to cut down this vile beast on the battlefield went intense again. And there she was, a vampire, vampiric lady. How was she so fast? She went out for blood. She aided Gandalf in reclaiming the world without female warriors, for these wild beasts should be killed as soon as possible. And even though Gandalf and one tiny vampire lady fought the mighty female host, their will was not. But on the flank, the Emperor approached, diminishing forces of darkness, jumping in with one swift stroke. He cut off his hands of a dozen Norscan dogs. And it was clear that this day, that the Emperor was indeed Sigmar's chosen, and that never again anyone doubt his divine right to rule. He earned his status, and he will forever, as long as he is alive, crush the forces of darkness. Even though female warriors came out of nowhere to strike him from afar, he did not stumble. He fought bravely, And on the battlefield, Kurt's and Franz's eyes connected. The mighty Karl Franz and his second in command, linking each other's thoughts, and together they claimed victory for the Heldenhammer, whilst the mammoth were not killed. Their forces diminished, gravely wounded these titanic beasts, and the giant that we didn't even see went away. Hundreds of arrows embodied in his body.
I drink their blood.
Scattered,
To war!
destroyed, weakened. These vile beasts would not return to the Empire in at least a week.
We serve the Emperor! For France!
The last of the Northern Dons, who were too ignorant to run at first, died at the hands of the Empire's soldiers. And when Karl Franz looked on the battlefield and saw hundreds, thousands of good men died to protect Altdorf, he finally realized the conflict between the living and the dead was all about. He forgot. He forgot the betrayal. He forgave. He forgave the Bretonnian toasts. And in his heart he pledged to himself, if they should approach him once more with an offer of peace, that he would take it. For the armies of darkness, the armies of chaos would soon approach, and Franz realized that amidst all those thousands of good men that died, no women not allowed, that if the humans, the living, the good people, the old world would not unite, then all of the old world would perish. So the brave defenders of Altdorf claimed the Pyrric Victory. We cannot even call it a victory. It was a slaughter. So many men died. So many good men died. What the? When the wounded were counted and the dead were discovered, when they were brought to rest, Franz realized that at this day he lost more than just one friend. And at this day he began to hate the Northern Dons, for they cost him his beloved friend Ludwig Schwarzhelm and Lothar Huss.
What does the Emperor bid?
Life, health. Lothar Huss and Ludwig Schwarzhelm were discovered as dead. Their bodies were brought to Altdorf to rest, and the Emperor locked himself in a tower to grieve. At this particular moment, a cry echoed through the night. A light, a shining golden embrace of the Sigmar, and buried the bodies of both Ludwig Schwarzhelm and Luthers, protecting their physical form from death. They were gravely wounded. They died, but they were brought back to life. They only needed to recover from their grave wounds for months. Yet the Emperor knew that his good friends were not dead yet. They survived the battle. And the Emperor could look forth beyond Altdorf's walls.
No!
And he assembled a last mighty host. And he joined forces with Kurt Hellborg.
It is time.
He did?
Summon the Elector Counts.
Yes, my lord.
Don't sabotage me ending the episode. Steerland's Revenge. The vast majority of Steerlanders that were once brave enough to dwell in the hinterlands of Sylvania have packed up their meager possessions and fled for safer passages. However, there are those who will still fight tooth and nail for the territory they see as rightfully theirs, having eked out a life from one of the most dangerous and hateful corners of the Empire. They are loath to abandon it. Foremost amongst these are the vigilantes that call themselves Steerland's Revenge. These unshaven and foul-smelling warriors are a loose brotherhood of bitter and determined men who are very rarely sober, and almost always spoiling for a fight. All have lost their homes, families or loved ones to the curse of undeath that assails Sylvania. Even to call this group of growling ne'er-do-wells a free company would be a kindness, for their military cohesion is as bad as their personal hygiene. Yet their determination makes them fierce warriors to a man, roaming the east of the Vale of Darkness. They hunt down and slay every shambling corpse and clacking skeleton they can find, stopping only to plunder the empty inns and markets that once buzzed with peasant. With nothing left to lose, the men of Steel's Revenge are hell-bent on vengeance, even if it costs them what's left of their miserable lives. And these men joined Franz in a final attempt to avenge the thousands of Altdorf's units, guards, friends, fathers, brothers who were butchered by the monsters. And Gandalf received a barded version of Shadowfax. And with great consideration, when Gandalf realized the titanic distance that was between him and Ea, he accepted the chance of miscasting. The earthing that sometimes by stabbing a staff or something, okay, into the ground, even he could tether winds of magics even better.
By the comet!
He does not have movement. Why? Hans Zintler survived the battle, gravely wounded.
Ready.
And Emperor Karl Franz, on the borders of Reikland,
Fight for our nation.
saw four petty troll groups wandering, and he slaughtered them all, which was a stupid idea because he lost good men. And with grave reluctance, he achieved victory over Norska again.
I am Prince and Emperor.
And then he went for
Pick
Altdorf's
up the
safety,
pace. Yes.
to replenish his troops, to replenish the lives of the soldiers who were lost. And in dire circumstances, he needed to hire a logistician. No death clause still. Yeah. And he needed a headhunter. Good soldiers did not come out of nowhere. And France would need many good soldiers now. Genevieve, the fastest non-warhorsed lady west of the Dwarvian mountains, finally understood that the time as a barmaid has forged to make her understand how the world works. Money and beauty. Yes, a very good idea. Handgun. A little force of Hochland long rifles joined the Emperor. Few in number, yet with the courage to fight the foul beasts that might emerge from the north even now. And Karl Franz sought out to recruit so many more bad boys. Pure food. No, not these. Was a great host of the Empire lying dead in the field. A new army emerged. Across the Empire, soldiers returned home to reinforce Altdorf's strength, to ensure that the Empire's safety would not falter.
I will marshal the men.
And in this dark time, Vaulten, the spiritual leader of the Empire, came to the aid of Karl Franz, and he ventured to Altdorf to join forces with the Emperor, so they together could destroy all
Can I offer
evil.
assistance? Lady of the
And she
Glade,
assaulted the
at your
garrison once
service.
again. Ensuring her survivability whilst sabotaging Nuln. And on this particular day, when so many brave heroes died in Altdorf's defenses, the core empire stood strong. Elspeth knew the empire's weakness. What would her reaction be? Would she exploit the empire's weakness and attack Grunborg in these dark times? Would the Bretonnian toasts attack Helborg? Would a new host of chaos and demonic invaders attack the core empire? That is a question for another day. For today, the story of our heroes ends. Until you watch the next episode. So, it is goodbye. Have fun, stay healthy, and as always, play Total War Warhammer, because it is actually good Total War. Thank you.